Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to build a blueprint, piece by piece, to really understand one of the most powerful and, controversial ideas in all of economics, laissez faire. So, you've probably heard the term laissez faire, right? That whole hands-off thing. But what's actually behind it? What is the core ideology that drives this economic philosophy? Let's dig in. Okay, so let's get right to it. At its heart, this is a belief that the best results, the absolute best, happen when the economy is pretty much left alone to run itself, powered by individuals like you and me making our own choices. To really get a handle on this laissez-faire blueprint, we have to start at the very bottom, with the philosophical bedrock it's all built on, the individual. The entire structure rests on just a few, but really powerful beliefs. And these ideas, they put personal choice and personal responsibility right at the center of the entire economic universe. The core idea here is pretty simple. You know what's best for you, way better than any government agency ever could. The theory goes that the sum of all our smart individual choices is what leads to the best possible outcome for everyone. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. Laissez-faire theory takes what it sees as a basic human trait, self-interest, and actually makes it the engine for the whole system. It's not seen as greed, but as the essential fuel for getting things done and coming up with new ideas. That is a totally fair question. If we're all just looking out for number one, doesn't that just lead to chaos? Well, the blueprint has a very specific answer for that. It's not about chaos. It's about our interests aligning in a really particular way. And here's the crucial point. The belief is that your pursuit of profit naturally, almost automatically, creates benefits for everybody else. When you make a better product to earn more money, you give us all a better option. You start a business, you create jobs. That's the harmony they're talking about. Okay, so we've got the foundation down. Let's move up to the next part of our blueprint and see how this whole thing is powered. The engine of the market itself. Now, this isn't just a random free-for-all. It's seen as a self-regulating machine that coordinates millions of different decisions all at once, automatically. It's like a massive information processor that works without a central command. Think of prices as the nervous system of the economy. A high price is a signal that screams, hey, we need more of this. A low price signals, whoa, we've got plenty. If you interfere with those prices, you're disrupting the very signals that tell people what to make and what to buy. And the logic here is simple but really powerful. You wouldn't agree to a trade, whether you're buying a coffee or selling a car, unless you thought it made you better off. The theory says that since both people agree, every single one of these voluntary transactions actually increases the total amount of value in the world. So if the market is the engine, what are the rules? Well, in this laissez-faire blueprint, the most important rules are about what doesn't happen. It's all about clearing the field so that engine can run at full throttle. And this illustrates that core tension perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you have these free-flowing principles, all about removing roadblocks. And on the other, you have interventions that, from this point of view, just distort the market's natural signals. So this is really about taking apart those barriers. Proponents argue this is what unleashes innovation and makes businesses respond to what consumers actually want, not what regulators tell them to do. It's the whole process of clearing the path toward the ultimate goal of the ideology, zero. Zero intervention. In its purest form, the government's role is radically small. It's basically a referee that enforces contracts and protects property, but it never, ever steps onto the field to play the game itself. So, okay, we've laid the foundation, we've installed the engine, and we've set the rules. What does the finished building actually look like? What is the ultimate goal of this entire blueprint? Well, the intended outcome is a self-regulating economic machine that just hums along efficiently on its own. It's a world where fairness is defined by the freedom of the process, not by the equality of the results. The deep belief here is that if you just get the rules right and then step back, a stable and efficient order will just emerge on its own. It's not designed by a committee, it grows organically from countless interactions between free people. And each part here has a very specific job. Private property gives people a stake, a reason to use resources wisely. Market justice defines fairness simply by whether a trade was voluntary. And open markets, they keep everyone honest through competition. But for all its internal logic, this blueprint isn't quite finished. The source material itself points to a critical blind spot in the design, a potential crack in the very foundation we've been exploring. And that crack is the idea of externalities. These are costs or benefits that aren't captured in that voluntary exchange and instead fall on society as a whole. The classic example is pollution. A factory doesn't pay for the dirty air it creates, but everybody else does. And that leaves us with a final and pretty provocative thought. This blueprint is designed for everything that happens within a transaction. But what about the consequences that happen outside of it? When the market's famous invisible hand doesn't clean up its own mess, whose hands are supposed to?